By order of the Peaky Blinders, one last time. Hello, you Peaky addicts, and welcome to Razor's Edge, the podcast that cuts deep into the best crime dramas on screen. I'm your host, Jamie Knox, and today we are going full razor on the brand new Peaky Blinders movie that just dropped on Netflix 7 days ago, Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man. If you haven't watched it yet, turn this off right now. This is a full, no-holds-barred explanation with every major spoiler. We're talking Tommy Shelby's final ride, Duke's bloody takeover, Ada's heartbreaking fate, and yes, the moment the man who cheated death for 20 years finally meets his end. We'll break down the plot minute by minute, the characters, the themes, the historical Easter eggs, and exactly what that ending means for the Shelby legacy and any future spin-offs. Grab your whiskey, light a cigarette, and let's get into it. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why Cillian Murphy called this the only way Tommy's story could ever finish. Let's ride. For anyone who somehow jumped straight to the movie, here's where we left the Shelbys at the end of Season 6 in 2022. It's 1939. Tommy has just survived his own suicide attempt on a white horse after learning he was misdiagnosed with a brain tumor. Arthur is deep in addiction, Polly is gone, murdered by the IRA, Michael is in America, Ada is trying to go straight as a politician, and the Peaky Blinders have moved from razor gangs to legitimate and not-so-legitimate power players. The finale ends with Tommy burning his possessions and riding off into the unknown, telling us everything after the war was extra time. That line becomes the heartbeat of this entire movie. Fast forward 4 years. The year is 1940. Britain is at war with Nazi Germany. The Blitz is tearing Birmingham apart. And the man we thought had finally found peace, he's been hiding in a crumbling country manor, writing his memoirs, haunted by ghosts and refusing to come back, until the past refuses to let him go. Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man is directed by Tom Harper, who helmed some of the best episodes of the series, and written by creator Stephen Knight. Runtime is a tight 1 hour 52 minutes. Cillian Murphy returns as Tommy Shelby, looking every bit the war-weary legend. New cast additions include Barry Keoghan as Tommy's eldest son, Duke, Erasmus Shelby, Tim Roth as the chilling Nazi agent John Beckett, Rebecca Ferguson as the mystical gypsy palm raider Kaulo Chiriclo, and Stephen Graham as Liverpool dock king Hayden Stagg. The movie had a limited cinema run on March 6th before hitting Netflix worldwide on March 20th, and it immediately became Netflix's biggest title of the week. Without spoiling a thing, the movie picks up in November 1940 during the height of the Blitz. A Luftwaffe raid wipes out a Birmingham munitions factory full of women workers. Tommy is living in self-imposed exile. His son Duke has taken over the Peaky Blinders and is running them more ruthlessly than ever. A Nazi-backed plot threatens to collapse the entire British economy, and the only man who can stop it is the one who swore he was done. It's brutal, stylish, emotional, and feels like the final chapter the series always promised. All right, headphones on, kids sent out of the room. Full spoilers from here. If you're still listening, you asked for the razor. We open in the bombed-out streets of Birmingham. A Luftwaffe raid has just leveled the BSA munitions factory, killing dozens of female workers. Cut to Tommy Shelby in his isolated manor. He's writing his autobiography, titled, of course, The Immortal Man. He's haunted nightly by visions of his dead daughter, Ruby, and we later learn by the ghost of his brother, Arthur. Because here's the gut punch. Arthur didn't commit suicide in 1938. Tommy killed him accidentally in a rage when Arthur, high on opium, became violent and uncontrollable. Tommy has carried that secret alone for years. His only companion is loyal Johnny Dogs. Ada, now an MP for Birmingham South, shows up begging Tommy to come back. Duke is out of control. Duke and his right-hand man, Elijah, have been raiding military supplies and struck a deal with a mysterious Englishman named John Beckett. Beckett is actually a Nazi fifth cornerman. The plot is straight out of real history. Operation Bernard. Nazis are printing millions of counterfeit British pounds in concentration camps and plan to flood Britain's economy to cause hyperinflation and economic collapse. They've already smuggled 70 million pounds into the country through the Peaky Blinders networks. Duke gets 10%, enough to make him think he's winning the war for himself. Ada confronts Duke. She wants him arrested. Duke is ordered to kill his own aunt, and at the last second, he can't do it. Beckett shoots Ada dead in front of her son and nephew. That's the moment Tommy finally returns to Birmingham. A mysterious gypsy woman named Kaulo Chiriclo appears to Tommy as a palm reader and spiritual guide. She calls him Rome Barrow, Gypsy King, and tells him Arthur's ghost has a message: save your son. She gives Duke a single bullet engraved with Tommy's name and tells him he will need it one day. Tommy reassembles the old crew: Charlie Strong, Curly, Hayden Stagg, and Liverpool. They discover the counterfeit money is arriving at the docks. Tommy plans a heist within a heist. Duke pretends to stay loyal to Beckett, but rigs the barges with explosives. The dock explosion is pure Peaky chaos. Fire, gunfire, money burning. In the final confrontation, Tommy faces Beckett in the city mortuary where Ada's body lies. He confesses everything about Arthur's death to his dead sister. Beckett attacks. Tommy wounds him but gets shot in the gut. Duke saves his father by tackling him out of the path of Beckett's car, then finishes Beckett off. Mortally wounded, Tommy sits in the mud with his son. He recites lines from In the Bleak Midwinter and asks Duke to use the engraved bullet. Do it clean, son, like I should have done for Arthur. Duke pulls the trigger. Tommy Shelby dies in his son's arms. The final scenes are pure poetry, a traditional gypsy funeral in a burning Vardo. Duke, now Rome Barrow, leads the clan. Kaulo reads Tommy's finished manuscript and whispers he was never meant to be mortal. Tommy's voiceover: I am free. Roll credits. Cillian Murphy gives what might be his career best performance. Tommy is quieter, more broken, but the steel is still there. The scene where he confesses to Ada's corpse is devastating. Barry Keoghan as Duke is terrifying and heartbreaking, a feral, fatherless version of Tommy with none of the charm and twice the rage. Their final father-son moment is electric. Tim Roth's Beckett is ice-cold evil, the perfect big-screen villain. Rebecca Ferguson's Kaulo brings real mystical weight. She feels like the voice of gypsy destiny the show always hinted at. And Sophie Rundle's Ada gets a hero's exit that will wreck you. And the cameos from Packy Lee, Ned Dennehy, and Ian Peck as the old guard feel like coming home. The movie is called The Immortal Man for a reason. Tommy always believed he died in the tunnels of World War I, and everything since has been borrowed time. The film asks, what do you do with extra time you never deserved? It's about legacy and the cycle of violence. Tommy tried to escape it, but his absence only made Duke worse. Father and son are mirrors, one exhausted by war, the other hungry for it. It's also about grief. Every major character is mourning someone. The Blitz backdrop makes the personal losses feel national. Stephen Knight weaves in real history: Operation Bernard, the Birmingham Blitz, the economic warfare plans, without ever lecturing. And that ending? It's the only one that makes sense. Tommy could never retire quietly. He had to go out on his own terms, passing the crown to the next generation. The Peaky Blinders don't die. They just get new faces under the caps. Early reviews are strong, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics are calling it a satisfying, swaggering conclusion. Some say the pacing in the middle is a touch rushed, and Arthur's off-screen death is controversial, but Cillian's performance and the final 20 minutes are universally praised. Netflix already announced 2 seasons of a Duke-led spin-off series coming next year. The story isn't over, but Tommy Shelby's chapter is.
That's our deep dive into Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. If you've seen it, drop your favorite moment in the comments. Was the dock explosion the best action scene of the year? Did Duke earn the crown? Next week, we're tackling another 2026 crime epic. But until then, keep your razor sharp and your heart guarded. By order of the Peaky Blinders, this has been Razor's Edge. I'm Jamie Knox. Good night, and may you all find your own version of freedom.